Hello folks, welcome to NetCruiser RC. Alright, we are a couple of days before the Quebec Classic 2021 and I just wanted to get this video up before I go to that event because it may be a couple of weeks before I get that footage out. A couple things I just wanted to talk about what I'm doing before that major race. This is the biggest race of the year that I'm about to go to. It's about a 4-day event. You have practice, timed practice, qualifications, and then mains. It's a national event. Quebec Classic, it's the 8th year they're running it at Bego Racing RC Raceway. My Tekno EB48 2.0, it doesn't really need anything, but I'm just kind of going over it, and track-wise, there's a couple things I wanted to change related to spring rates and sway bars and stuff, and I'm just working on that now. I did put it on an order with Tekno, and I got a bunch of stuff, service parts for this, maintenance parts. The big thing that I really wanted to get was the low-frequency springs. These are the bronze springs, and they come in all different rates. This is a yellow. This is an orange. I've got blue and red. I've got the four rates that I felt would be applicable to this buggy. And the nice thing is that on the 48 2.0, the front shocks and the rear shocks are the exact same length, but all you need is the 75 millimeter low frequency springs, and that'll work on front and back. So you don't have to buy a full set for front and different from the rears. It's the same length. They have revised the low frequency coils for these newer buggies where there's less coils. Older Tekno low frequency springs was EB48.3. This was the introduction of the low frequency springs as an option. You can see here this is an orange and there's a much higher coil rate than the new low frequency springs. I found these ones were a little bit too low frequency, if you know what I mean. So if we look here, here's a low frequency orange versus the stock orange that it comes with, and when you look at them, they're very similar to being the same coil rate, but the low frequency springs have a few more coils and they're designed to be a little bit less of a harsh bounce. So these are the stock springs that they come with, and this one is an orange. It comes with blue on the front, orange on the rear, and I just found them to be a little bit for the track that I run on, I found them to be a little bit bouncy. If you watch some of my racing videos, you saw that I would come down and I would slap and bounce. Putting on these low frequencies should aid with that, so that's what I'm going to do. I'm starting to work on that now, and as I'm servicing it, I was realizing that I should really talk to you about this car stand. As I'm utilizing this car stand because it's nice and big enough where I can just let the car sit here, have the arms hanging down, and I'm doing a bleed because these are emulsion shocks, so I can compress and then I can do the bleed with it on, and I can also change the springs with it on. It's just nice and convenient. I'm just going to set this aside for a minute and change that later because I want to talk to you about this stand. I did buy this. This is from a company, KCRC, and I've been really impressed with the stuff that they're making. It's a local Canadian guy that I met at the Bego track. So this is a company out of Quebec, and this is his own designed product where he manufactures these, and not just these things, he makes a whole bunch of stuff. Link in the description to KCRC, and I'm going to just talk about a couple of things that this company does and what I've got right here. This is the 8 scale tilting workbench, I think he calls it. I call it a car stand. It's made out of a plastic material, but it's industrial grade, right? And the nice thing about it is it's light, also customizable. So the colors on here, I went with the red, but you can get it in silver, green, blue, orange, red, all kinds of different colors, and you can choose that at the time of building it. And the quality and the size of this stuff is really big. The reason why you have a wing nut on this side is because this allows you to loosen this off, and this is why they call it the tilting car stand, is you can take that off, you can just push out this bottom screw. Mine's a little tight. I usually just set it and forget it, but this is non-threaded and it's just threaded on the one little end here. There's 6 adjustment holes. So you have a 0 degree, a 15 degree, and a 30 degree, and then a negative 15 and a negative 30. So you can set this where you can set the adjustment to any kind of tilt level that you want. This way you can have your car on display or work on it on an angle. Well, this is rubber, but these little standoffs here, these are anodized aluminum, and these are all movable too. They're just screwed in place, and you can easily unscrew these and move them around if you want to a different position out of any of these holes. And the other thing that's nice about these holes is that they work as tool holders. And it's built in here You also have a little cutout on the front for hardware and such. So that's a nice little touch. And you've got the rubber pads on the bottom and the rubber pads on the top and the aluminum standoffs. This is the 8 scale size. I think this is the ideal size because this one holds an 8 scale vehicle quite nicely, as well as it also holds a 10 scale vehicle really well too. And you could do a 16th or even a bigger one. This would have the capacity to probably hold on to a big 8 scale or even a 5th scale if you take these posts off, because you know this part is really robust. This material is really strong. I think it would hold up. But he does make it in a 16th, a 10th, an 8th, and a 5th scale. So you can get this in the big, huge size, 5th scale, or you could get it in the 10th scale. This is the 8th scale one, and I think this is the sweet spot for me. I do like how light it is. For traveling, it's a little bit cumbersome by the shape of it, so it doesn't really fit in things. It doesn't really break down all that easily, although you certainly could. It's only these 2 pieces of hardware that would allow you to break down the thing, but then you're going to have this standoff here, and then this riser part. This is also part of the 8 scale portion of it. So this height here is the 8 scale one. The 10 scale one is a little bit shorter. Now, some people have felt like this is a little bit high, and if it is, you could easily just cut this down. Or he's looking at making a custom option where you get an 8 scale riser and a 10 scale riser in the kit, and then you can choose how high up you want it. But there is an upgrade which allows you to get a swivel function. So I do not currently have swivel installed, but I have the swivel to install. This is the Pivot 360 110, 1/8 scale. It works on both those sizes. It would probably even work on the 5th scale too, but I imagine he's beefed it up for the 5th scale one. Anyway, this is a rotatable top shelf, so it will add that much height to it, but it comes with all the hardware and the instructions to do it. I just haven't done it yet. I have an older model that I bought at one of the shows, so it does not have the hole here, but the newer ones come with that already done. So there's a hole in the center, and then you would have this pivot block up here underneath at this level, and that will allow you to rotate it around. It's also tension adjustable, so it's not going to be like a free-floating annoying thing where it's going to be spinning on you all the time. You can set the tension. I know a couple of other guys that bought one and they like it. So yeah, that's an option too. I mentioned that these pads are rubber. I did clean up these 3, and I just wanted to show you how they look over time. They get a little bit grungy, but they easily clean up with just you know, soap and water or degreaser. You can just wipe them right off. This rubber stuff, again, he manufactures all the rubber stuff. This one being the rubber mat, it's a tool mat. Now, KCRC tool mat. I've been using this for a month plus now, and I did give it a quick wipe down, but I just wanted to show you that you know, it's rubber. So when you get it out of the package, it does have an odor to it. Just maybe set it outside for a little bit, but maybe also try and keep it out of direct sunlight. I do really like this parts tray. It's nice and lightweight again, just like this is lightweight, but it does have a bit of a UV issue with this color in particular. I'm not sure if you can tell, but there's some parts here where this side got a little bit more sun or less sun. This is darker than this side. Anyway, I don't care that it's starting to look a little bit grungy. It's about function. It's about being able to take this to the track, throw it in your pit bag. It's rubber, so even though it's got a smooth bottom, it doesn't really slide around all that easily. And you can just have it as an additional parts and tool tray. In the future, I'm going to be installing the swivel mount on this. I'm just not doing it tonight because I've got some other stuff I've got to get ready for this race. I encourage you to check out the KCRC website, because not only do they sell these car stands, the mats, he also sells a bunch of stuff for Arrma, Traxxas, Team Corrali, and Red Cat, which is things like bearing kits. Really nice, fully sealed bearing kits. This is for an Arrma. Only the newest EXB Arrmas come with rubber sealed bearings. So yeah, check it out. He makes some really good stuff. Shock towers in aluminum and carbon fiber, and he also makes the support tower braces and a couple of other upgrade parts for these popular basher models. And now he's kind of gotten into the racing a little bit too, so I think he might gear into more racing stuff coming soon, but a lot of it is going to support the bashers, including a really awesome collapsible ramp that I'm going to get my hands on and show you guys soon. So I encourage you to take a look at this guy's website Kevin from KCRC. If you're going to the Quebec Classic, he will be there, and he will have some inventory on hand if you want to pick it up firsthand. And if you don't, then go to his website. I'll put a link in the description down below where you can check out his stuff. I would show you more, but I got to get back to work because I got a big race to go to. I'm going to finish up putting the low frequency springs on the EB48 2.0 and check over some of the other oils and servicing and stuff, and then we're going to go out there to this race. Alright guys, if you enjoyed this video, hit that like button. If you're new on here, subscribe. If you want to talk to me, leave a comment down below. And as always, thanks for watching.